As an architect, one of the first few things that you'll be looking into will be the regions and zone. So what is region and zone in AWS? We will look that in detail in this section. So region is a large global infrastructure which provides computing resources, network, storage infrastructure, and any product and services that's been provided by AWS that you as a user consume is delivered in a region. So as you see here, AWS now spans across 76 availability zone and 24 geographical region around the world. And every region is represented by a region name and code. US East Ohio region name and code is US East 2. And if you come down, you have Asia Pacific Sydney, Asia Pacific Singapore, which has got its own relevant code, AP South 1, AP South 2 for Sydney. So when you represent a region in AWS, it has got a one region name and a code. So whenever you start any services in AWS, so for example here I'm trying to launch an ECS instance. Any services, any product that you use in AWS, you need to select or you need to tell which region you're trying to consume that product or services. So the region and the region code that we saw earlier, you see it on the right hand side top when you log into AWS and try to create an instance or try to consume any product. So we'll be looking into this into detail definitely when we look into each of the product. Also, each of the region is broken down into multiple availability zone. So as you see here, Frankfurt has got 3 availability zone, Mumbai has got 3 availability zone, Singapore has got 3 availability zone. So availability zone is nothing but a physical infrastructure. It's an isolated physical infrastructure within a region. Now each availability zone could be one or multiple data center. Usually cloud providers don't disclose that how each availability zone is mapped to the data center. So this could be a one data center, it could be multiple data center, could be one availability zone. But the whole idea is that when they say 3 availability zone, it means that it's a 3 separate physical infrastructure, and this availability zone is used for high availability and for fault tolerance, which will be definitely looking into details in the later lectures. Now, why do we need region? There are 2 reasons for it. One is failure isolation. Say your application is deployed into multiple region, let's say one in Mumbai and one in Singapore. So a failure of one of the region won't affect the overall application. The application is still running because the application is still up and running in the secondary region. So failure isolation is one of the main reason. The second reason is that it helps you to isolate the data. Now data residency in today's world is a big thing. Every country would like the data to reside in their own region. And when you have this multiple region, you could design a application where the data is not leaving that particular region. So these slides give you the overall global infrastructure components in AWS. It's a hierarchical setup. So you have a large global infrastructure called as region, which is broken down into multiple availability zone, and each availability zone has got a multiple data centers. It could be like one or many data centers. And then you have a concept called as POPs, which is nothing but a edge resource. Okay, we haven't looked into POP. We will look into that soon. So this is how the hierarchy looks like. You have region, you have availability zone, you have data centers, and you have POPs. So as a solution architect, it's very important for you that when you design an application, you be aware of which region your application will be hosted, and how you are availing the HA or the fault tolerance in availability zone, and will you be utilizing POPs. So let's try to understand the POPs from an example. So this particular visual shows you the different regions, availability zone, the POPs or the point of presence across the globe. So let's take an example here. So let's say if your application is hosted in Mumbai region. Mumbai region has got 3 availability zone as represented by the blue dots. But let's say if your consumer is up north of Middle East region or the southern part of Asia, and if they want to access your application, there will always be a latency. So to reduce that or to tackle that problem, you have this POP. It's nothing but a edge locations, and which is smaller in size, so it may not be having all the features that's provided by a region or availability zone. Typically, one of the product that's popular in this POP or in the point of presence is content delivery network, or CDN. So the white line that you see is basically a high-speed network. So all the regions are connected through high-speed network. So as a solution architect, it's very important that you have a clear understanding of the regions and zones, and the presence of region and zones across all the across the globe. It's important because when let's say if you're deploying a application for a specific region, let's say for India, okay, it doesn't make a sense that you are hosting or you're selecting a region somewhere around in Europe or US, because there will always be a latency. Now, most of the applications, the medium or small applications, typically use one region. Now, you could also have a scenario, some applications, and one of the most popular is definitely the Netflix, which uses multi-region to host their application because of their presence across the globe. And it's complex to manage multi-region, but it's doable. And as I said, all the regions are connected through a high-speed network. So I'll be providing you the links of the global infrastructure component and explore the globe. Just try to play around with it, try to understand how the various availability zone regions are defined for AWS. It's quite well made. I mean, they've nicely done this. Okay. So that's it for the regions and zone topic. If you have any comment, please let me know. Thanks.